Yo, yo, yo. All right. Seems that I'm live and rolling. Yo, yo. Yeah. All right. Greetings, Soul family, the Soul Tribe. How are you all doing? I just came out of a talk about collaboration with the awesome Dio and you know the people that are still in this journey and still bringing back information to the collective. It's not a lot of us, and you know the authentic information, the from the front line, actually going through the process of grueling soul alchemy, which is what the twin flame journey is. Oh, whether you're on it in a solo aspect or whether you're on it with a soul to soul connection, doesn't really matter. It's grueling soul alchemy nonetheless, right? So the process is the same and it's never ending. It's like the Ouroboros. You're just biting your tail at some point and refining and refining and refining and healing and clearing and becoming more and more lucid, present, and aware. And then life happens, some kind of loss. You end up in grief, and you go a few steps backwards because anger and disbelief and all these emotions and energies are part of grief. And so you end up going maybe 2 steps, 3 steps back before you go forward again. And then the process is there waiting for you with these heightened vibrations like you never even left. You just had to shed what was there. And if you're blessed and fortunate enough, like I am, then you have a partner that's there with you and working through the energies, moving through the energies, and is ready to embrace you and commit to this process together as one. And it is a choice. It is a daily choice to remain connected to yourself, to remain connected to one another. I choose her. I choose myself first so I can stay connected to me. I choose source without any middleman. There's no angels and guides and things for me to, bypass or get to in order to get to source. Just go straight there, clear channel. No filters, no bias in any direction. It's just, open, free, open source. This journey changes us, hopefully for the better, but it changes us nonetheless. It forces us to look at what's not working: mind, body, and spirit, energy, health, addictions, habits, all kinds of things. Just forces you to look at it and see what's not working to your benefit. Where are you sabotaging yourself, right? And where are you not seeing your partner with lucidity? You know, could be triggers there that are, filtering out the truth of who a person is. So you're seeing your filtered version of them. You're seeing your partner in a different light than the truth of who they are. And triggers ensue and power struggles ensue. And then you have to do some accountability work. I know I had to, and I'm still there in the trenches doing it, you know. When the patterns arise, will I be accountable for them? Will I be a big enough man to say, no, oh my God, this is my stuff. I'm going back to the drawing table. Please be patient with me while I, uncover and work on these. And I have an amazing wife that does have patience for me, and I her, because we both have different patterns and triggers and things that we are working through from a CPTSD kind of standpoint in this world, right? So, me kind of studying the Gestalt method has certainly helped us. We did a beautiful exercise in our kitchen. A while back now, but it was so powerful. The empty chair exercise, where she was sitting in the chair talking to an empty chair as if I was sitting in the chair and I was standing on the outside looking at her, communicating her dismay, her hurt, her disappointments, where she was not feeling seen, heard, appreciated, loved, where she was feeling like I was not showing up and I was standing on the side looking at her empty herself out to this chair. And then it was my turn. I did the same. All she could do was just stand on the side there and look at, me and hear me say all the ways that I did not feel seen, heard, appreciated, loved. And then we took a step back and we looked at both chairs, And I said, look at the chairs. Look at those two sitting in that chair and those chairs. What do you notice about them? They love each other so much, right? And they just want to be seen, heard, loved, appreciated. They just want to have their basic needs met. They just want to be supported in where they're at. And that might look different for you than for me, right? That might look different for her than for him. Because men and women are not the same and will never will be. Never. A man has completely different needs. A man needs to be respected. A woman needs to be protected and feel safe. A man needs to be revered and respected. So how can they do that? It's easier said than done. I'm discovering more lately than ever before that what my mentor Mel Brand said, the most important chakra is not the third eye. You could have all the downloads and all the insights and all that stuff in the world, but the most important chakra is the heart. Once you have this one ignited, the one below and the one above ignites, and you have the holy trifecta: the dimensional chakra, the higher heart, the heart chakra, and the manifestation chakra between the solar plexus and the heart. Once you have those three, and the well of dreams in the back of the head, because you want the astral to merge with reality so that you're walking in a dream. That's the goal of this whole thing, but you gotta have your heart with you when you're dreaming. You gotta be a dream walker. The heart is the most important chakra. Yeah. We connect heart to heart. Connect to our own heart center first, and then we connect to the other one. But if the other one's not connected to their heart center, they can't connect to you. So that's why you have all these people that are triggered and struggling in a power struggle, and they're not seeing eye to eye. In all actuality, they're not seeing heart to heart. They're not connected to their heart center. First, their own heart center, and then they can connect to the other one. It's that simple and that difficult. Because when you're triggered, you're not connected to your heart. You instantly go disconnected as soon as you have that trigger. It's just takes you right out of your heart, right out of your lucidity. You're not thinking clearly. You're thinking in some kind of pattern, You're thinking in some kind of top behavior from your kitchen table at home, something like that. And it's not working out for you. And I'm speaking from experience. Breathing helps. Mindfulness helps. Aware presence, lucid presence, tapping in, being in the here and now, with one foot in the next, in the new. So how are you going to manifest the new if you're not one foot in? But back to that chair exercise, doing that chair exercise and hearing her share without me having it directly, directed at me, it didn't feel as an attack. It felt as an observation of her vulnerability. It felt as an observation of where I was not meeting her halfway. An observation of where I was not showing up for her. And I was able to receive it in a way that we could work from there. And same for her. She was able to receive what I said and be like, okay, so these are your needs right now. Yeah, these are my needs. And, I need to take better care of myself and so that I can stand strong in our union, and so I can stand strong in our family unit and my mission. And I forget myself so easily. I forget to take care of myself first. It's like you have to put on your own mask when you're going down in an airplane. You have to put on your own mask first, and then put on everybody else's mask, right? And it's the same thing for these connections. It's the same thing for life. If you're a healer, if you're in service, you have to take care of you first so that you don't burn out, so that you don't crash. Because if you crash, then your family unit crashes, and or your union crashes, whatever it might be. You know. So I became very clear to her. I became very apparent. She became very apparent to me, and what I had to do became very apparent to me. You know, how I had to start showing up. And instead of it, you know, maybe becoming a discussion or feeling like we weren't seen and heard and loved and appreciated, it had the opposite effect. We felt seen, we felt heard, we felt loved, we felt appreciated. You know. And then we had our needs met. Needs that, you know, we had requested from the other, but, you know, it wasn't clear, it wasn't apparent. Because sometimes you can talk past one another. And especially when you're face to face and you're both expressing your needs and you're not feeling seen and heard and appreciated, definitely not loved. And it just becomes, you know, oh, here you go with your needs again. You know, I have needs too. Rah, 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 rah. Needs, needs. Because that's what conflict in a union is. That's what power struggle is. It's about basic needs not being met. Things like safety, things like respect, you know, things like appreciation. Maybe your love languages don't really match full on, so you know you have to really learn your partner's love language so that you're sure to make them feel loved. As if she's coming at me with her love languages and she's showing up with, you know, gifts and services and things like these. You know, she's like, I cleaned the whole house. You think I'm doing that for fun? I'm doing that for you too. You know, I'm loving you. I'm like, I don't even want the house clean. What you talking about? She's like, I got you this gift. And I'm like, I really appreciate the gift, but, you know, I would like some quality time. Maybe some, you know, I need some kisses and hugs and stuff. Right? But then if I buy her a gift, she's feeling loved is all out. If I clean the house, she's like, ooh, you coming on to me? You know? Because that's her love languages. So we really have to learn one another's love language, one another's attachment styles, and really see what are the energies at play here and how can I talk? How can I speak your language? How can I make you feel loved? And how can we make sure that everybody get their needs met? Can we list them out? All right. So if I'm an introvert, I need me time. I need to be creative, right? So I need me more than I need social get together with the pack or the tribe or the crew or whatever it is. I start to miss me because I'm always with my family, right? I'm always showing up for them. So I need to show up for me. What do I need? Yeah, I need to be creative. I need to go play and sing. I need to be. Sometimes I need to do nothing. The power of doing nothing for someone like me who's creative, it's like where everything is birthed. That's the fertile void of creation. Just, everything comes out of that hour on my back, or an hour in the hammock, or looking at the clouds, or sitting with my cat. All of a sudden, I'm like, got all these downloads and ideas. But she's not like that, She needs to be networking. She needs to, clean the house and move energies and, all these other things. I just need to be in my energy. So we have different needs. Can we make it work? Yeah. I just got to be respectful of her needs. Help out more. And she's got to be respectful of my needs and let me be lazy, not do anything for an hour maybe, and be okay with that. Like, don't you have something you need to do? Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm tapping in. I'm letting the fertile void birth something awesome through me. And I don't know if it'll be a song. I don't know if it'll be an article. I don't know if it'll be a live. I don't know what it'll be, but trust me, those minutes that I spend on my back, they're not for naught. So yeah, there's going to be some collaborations with some beautiful people and who are in this process doing the work. And whether they're doing it in a union or whether they're doing it solo, going through the process of alchemy and shedding skin, they're welcome to come play and hang out with me. And we're gonna share some information straight from the front lines that will be fruitful to our community. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Because there's still some of these OG players in the community, but apparently they're not in the top 20 search if you ask AI who the best 20 twin flame coaches and guides or whatever are. A lot of the who comes up, and I don't roll with them. I don't roll with that information. One of the best ones that we had, is straight through the ethers, and they don't make information like that anymore. So I guess it's up to us to bring that level of information back on the wires. You feel me? And so that's on the agenda. So stick around. Same bat channel, same bat time. All right. Thank you for watching. And thank you for being part of this growing community still after all these years. So I've been at this. I remember I popped my first live up on YouTube in 2014 in response to TL Swan's twin flame information. I went a little bit viral with that one. Then I made a few more. And, I've been going ever since. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep talking shit, but I'm going to be talking it in a more receptive way. Thank you for the support, Jeffrey. Love to Canada. Love all over the place. I know who my people are. All right. Stay connected. Most powerful chakra that we can connect to. Just go straight down the heart. If you connected there, you can connect to your connection. All right. It's that easy. When we're disconnected from the heart, we're in fear, we're in longing, we're having a hard time. We're going to be disconnected from our connection to, and vice versa. So you can make the effort to connect to the heart. Boom. Shared unified field, heart to heart, telepathy, all that beautiful stuff. Stay connected, fam. Talk to you soon. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, I just spoke with Dio, and we're going to be making a couple of these collaborations. It's going to be good. We're going to talk a little bit about Mel and that information that came through there. Some beautiful questions that some people had about the etheric body and some stuff. Yeah. About time, man. Much love. Peace.